Hey folks, thanks very much for tuning in. I wanted to post another video, and this time I wanted to post one of the little projects that I did to help me work more efficiently on my progressive loading press, namely the Dillon RL550. But what I'm about to show you is applicable for any reloading press. I mean, it's a universal, very easily made long drop tube powder funnel. The components are, I would say, commonly available. What you need for this little project is this long drop tube powder funnel by Forster. This is a Forster product. It's from the old Bonanza branding. That's why it's blue. That's my understanding. You need this as the funnel, and I really like this funnel. But I've made some attempts to mount this on a press, and it was always a bit sluggish. Sometimes I didn't get good contact with the case mouth, and I had powder spillage, and I just didn't want to have this all the time. So I was very eager to find a solution that is cost effective, because I wanted this to be cheap. I don't want to pay 80 or 100 euros or dollars for a ready-made solution. There are some ready-made solutions, but they are expensive, they are caliber specific, and so on. And this little funnel is made to be universal, like it's meant to basically take any case mouth. I've worked with this from caliber 22 all the way up to caliber 8mm, so it's been working really fine. And the only thing I basically need is a reliable way to hold this flexibly on the press, on the tool head. So when I raise a case into the powder station, I want this to maintain solid contact with the case mouth and allow me to put the powder in there, and the long drop tube is helping to settle the powder consistently in the case. So what do you need? You need this powder funnel, as I said before, and you need probably one of the cheapest, more affordable, and most commonly available powder dyes, the Lee Precision powder dyes. This is a new one with a new lock ring from Lee. Very nice. And yeah, I've had a couple of these lying around, and I wasn't using them very much, so I was very tempted to just sacrifice them in case something went wrong. So what I did is, you can unscrew them here. This is like their funnel adapter here. This is meant to interface with one of these stick-in funnels, but you don't have this long drop tube thing. And I really wanted to have this drop because I'm working with close to compressed loads a lot with my rifle loads, and this has really been working well, helping me settle the powder more consistently. So basically, this has a little funnel adapter on top. You can screw this out. This is made of aluminium, and then it has this little sleeve in there. This is brand new, so this little sleeve in here is pretty oily, and this is seems to be made of steel, stainless steel or some kind of steel. We don't need the body, we just need these two parts, because what we are going to do is you can actually unscrew the drop tube from the funnel. We're gonna set the funnel aside, I don't want to hurt it. And now I have this drop tube here. I'm gonna make some space here. I don't need the mouse much. Okay, so I've got this drop tube here, and my plan was to open this hole up far enough so that I can slide the drop tube through here, and then open this one far enough. Oh, it just needs a little bit more. Like it just barely doesn't fit through. Open this one far enough so that the tube goes through here and kind of gives it some guidance. Okay, so the bigger problem is drilling this through. So this one has to be drilled to either 8mm or 8.5 millimeters. I'm pretty sure there's going to be something in that range in the imperial system. In the metric system, it's 8 or 8.5. So this is the third one I'm building now. I kind of know what I'm doing now at this point. The first one I did with 8.5. The second one I did with 8mm. 8mm gives you a very nice and tight fit. 8mm is great for this little slider here because it holds on very well to the drop tube. For the guiding piece on top, I recommend 8.5 to kind of give it a little bit of slop so it doesn't get hung up. Okay, so what I'm using to drill into this is there's various options. Sorry for the loud noises. You can use one of these. They work great. I mean, that's gonna work fine. I did the first ones with one of these, but you can also get one of these like this. This is like a chuck from some kind of. It's like $20, and it's great at holding round things in place. So I'm gonna just fasten this into this chuck here. Okay, so now it's fixed. You don't need to have one of these chucks here. They're not really expensive, so it's not a big deal. You can get one of these or something similar. It's just important to kind of line it up like nicely towards the drill. This is my drill. I also highly recommend to use one of these fixed drills. I mean, this is not. I'm really trying to build something here that doesn't require specialty tooling. You don't need a lathe or something like that for this. Apparently everyone in the reloading business has a lathe at home. I don't, so I'm trying to offer you something here that doesn't need these highly special machining tools. One of these drills I think is a lot more common than a lathe or other precision tools. This one doesn't have to be so fancy. You can use something cheaper and simpler. And yeah, I'm gonna start with the 8mm drill. No wait, I'm not gonna start with the 8mm drill. I know better than that. I'm gonna start with what's this? I'm gonna start with 6mm. 6mm, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna start with 6mm. I'm gonna drill twice. I think this is gonna be making things a bit easier. Doing it in 2 steps. Okay, gotta raise this one a little bit. Okay, there we go. I just put this here to give you a good view on what's going on. I'm gonna switch cameras now, so you can look at it a bit nicer. Yeah, see, I've got a second camera. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. I'm gonna put on some gloves here. First of all, everything's oily. Second of all, I'm working with steel here, and I'm also gonna put on some protective eyewear because I'm really trying to get through this unharmed. Okay, let's try and center this. Okay, we went too far. I've got to lower this a little bit. Oh, okay. This is really annoying. Okay, seems like we almost have it now. Okay, this should be it. Trying to. I've got some oil here that I usually use for metal drilling, for steel drilling. And let's see. Oh, there was it. Okay, that was 6mm. It didn't do much. I'm gonna do 7mm next. I don't think 6 millimeters was worth it. Okay, hopefully that works. Let's see. Okay, trying to get it centered. See, okay. We've got 8 millimeters. Oh, we've got 7 millimeters now. And next up should be 8. Okay, let me just grab my vacuum cleaner real fast. Oh, it just barely doesn't fit. Okay, here we go. This looks good. Oh wait, I want to try and center it first as good as I can. Okay, looks centered. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's do a little test here. This is the drop tube and it fits through perfectly. So that already worked out. I am going to remove the piece from the chuck now. And I'm going to grab still more metal pieces. Really don't want to touch them. Let's see, the problem is that the chuck is a bit too small for this piece, so I'm just going to use a normal tool to fix this. So I'm just going to take this, put it in here. Let's just switch cameras for a moment again. So just going to fix it into one of these traditional ones. Okay, this isn't going to be such a big deal because first of all, aluminium is much easier to drill into, and second of all, okay, let's get the right camera on. For aluminium, I'm not using any oil, I'm using isopropanol alcohol. That's what I heard to use, and I'm going to use a slow drill once again. Let's see. I'll vacuum this really quick. Let's see. I don't think I went through all the way. I've got to do this again. Nope. Let's try and find the same spot. Okay, we're in the same spot. Okay, let's check. Okay, falls through really nicely, but as I said, let me switch cameras. Now this is this is the 8mm scenario. So what I can do is I can just run this through here, so you can see really nicely. It's nice and centered, and it has a little weight to it. So this adds some weight to make sure that it stays tight on the case mouth. I'm going to throw this in here. I'm going to put this on. And I'm going to put this on. With these plastic threads, always be careful. So yeah, see. It's not very smooth. It kind of sticks a little bit. So what I recommend is what we do. We grab this part here and just open it up another 0.5 millimeter. Wrong way around and a little bit too high. Don't want to have to remount the... Okay, where are we? Okay, looks good. Yep. There's really not much to drill here, so I just went straight through. Probably got a little bit of shearing there. Okay, it should be a tiny bit smoother now. Let's give it another run. See, much better. That was exaggerating a little bit. So, nice and smooth. So what I'm gonna try and show you is how I'm using this. Let me just move the little camera here a little bit, and I'll just place it on one of my presses and show you how this is supposed to work. Okay, excuse me for a second. Okay, here we go. So I hope you can still hear me. I am now the nice thing about this is you can get like plenty of these Lee powder dyes, and you just need one of these fixtures and you can move it from press to press. Like you just need to build this once and you can just move it from press to press. So I've got a Lee powder dye in here. I can just screw it in, and it seems that the old Lee powder dye won't, this is like an older Lee powder dye, it won't let the funnel fall through. Oh no, I think it's sitting up here. So yeah, one additional thing you can build for these, I guess it's one of the other ones I built, is I added a little piece of plastic tube here to make sure that the funnel doesn't fall all the way through. Like if that's annoying to you, if you don't want this funnel to fall through the press, you can add a little piece of plastic tube here. Just use some plastic tube that fits into this funnel, into this adapter here, and that can accommodate the funnel assembly here. So what this would look like is you can just take a case here, and when you run it up, you can see, oh, you can't see, you can see that it is just making nice firm contact with the powder funnel, and you can just drop your powder charge in here. And what I built is, because this powder funnel is sitting quite way up here, I built a little mirror here so I can look into the funnel and see if I've got kernels piling up in here, because I'm usually sitting down, so I don't want to be doing this all the time. And instead I can just look into this little mirror here. I can look into the funnel without any issues, and if there's any powder kernels stuck in the funnel, I can just give a little hit here and just go back down again. And yeah, this is, for me, it's a very convenient, cheap and simple way to have a long drop tube for my precision rifle charging. And this gives me really nice consistent settling of the powder kernels, and it's not expensive. You don't have to get it from across the Atlantic Ocean from America. I know there's great solutions made in America, but this stuff, if it's available on the market here in Germany, it's usually almost 1.5 times the price. Plus, you wait a very long time for it. If you need additional adapters for additional calibers and stuff, you are going to have to spend another 3 or 4 weeks waiting. This one, it just works for all the calibers, like for all my calibers, and it's very easy to make. Components are readily available, and these dies are really cheap to just get, I don't know, one for each tool head, and you can just screw it out and swap it, move it from tool head to tool head. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. This is already the end of the show. I wanted to make this one a short one. I hope some of you guys found this helpful. It's been a great pleasure doing this little video here, and